I think anybody that gets these books and reads them and practice what's inside, I think surely they'll be closer to God and live a better life within themselves even. God is more in our lives now than before.
That's right.
I've always believed, excuse me, that if a person wanted to be truly happy in this world, you have to get closer to God. Because, you know, you ask your average person what makes them happy, or a new car, a new suit of clothes, a lot of money. To me, this is just temporary happiness, because when the money is gone, your happiness is gone. Clothes wear out, your happiness is gone that way, the car wears out that way. But if you have a true relationship with God that brings you true happiness, that's not going to wear out. That's going to be there.
That goes on.
That's goes eternal. On and on. It gets stronger, if anything, as you believe more and understand more. I've seen so many young kids that don't have any direction, know what to do with their lives, so they, through peer pressure more or less, fall into bad company, wind up with drugs, wind up committing crimes, just from lack of association with the right things, I would say. They're not all bad people. They just come in contact with bad situations. So
That's
if you
nice.
give a kid direction, let him believe in God more, he'd believe in himself more, and he'd know truly what's right and wrong, and what would happen if you do these things, and it takes away the desire altogether to be bad.
Do you think that you're getting your money's worth, or what do you think about that? Because you had to invest some money into it.
Oh yes, without a doubt. I don't see how you can put a price, you know, on such material as this in today's market anyway. Just to go to a picture show anymore with your family, it takes a half a week's salary, and you don't get anything out of that. But for what you get out of these books, you get something that's going to last with you. It's well worth the price. Any book that you buy nowadays is going to cost money, and it's not going to give you the knowledge and the understanding that these books get. It's just goes without saying about putting a price on them. It's what you get out of them is fine, but I don't know about a price. It's well worth the money.
So you're satisfied with what?
Oh yes.
Great.
And they were nice enough to let us make them in payments even. You know, we didn't have the money at one time, so that helped out too.
So how far have you read in the book? Just show us some.
About over three-fourths the way through. And it's really, you can feel the presence of God just reading. And I have a family, and I don't find a lot of time to do the things I want or read as much as I want to. But when I start reading this, I just can't put it down, because it's really, I'll be reading up until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Really? That's 4 or 5 in the morning? Floyd, what do you think about that?
She's telling the truth. Yeah, she is right there by the bedside, and she'll read it.
Does she read it out loud?
No, she'll read some parts out loud that she thinks I want to hear.
I lost my mother in '76, and so I wanted a deeper knowledge of life and death. And I've always been interested in this, but losing my mother was traumatic, and I had to search and find. And so I studied metaphysics and took some classes in it. And then several months back, Carol Hansen and Jan Hedwick came to our door and introduced me to these books. And a lot of things that I've studied in metaphysics, you're not really certain just who the Supreme Being is. And with this, that the Supreme Lord there's nothing higher than He is. And there's a little paragraph in the book here that said, we are all under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden puppet in the hands of a puppet master. So we know that to seek the knowledge and find the answers and know what we're supposed to do for self-realization, and progress as much as we can each lifetime. And I wish that people that want to pigeonhole you into one way of thinking could just start on these books and broaden their interests and their mind. And I know they wouldn't want to put the books down. Well, I've learned to put the right perspective on material things, and that I want to grow spiritually, and it gets you closer to God. And I seem to want to search the insight of why people do what they do and find the deeper meaning and understanding of friends and family and myself. Before I got into these books, at least the first book, I found out that, when I get up of a morning, it was drudgery, What do I do? Another day, the same routine, there's a big void somewhere. And but now I find that there is a deeper meaning, and I want to live every day to the fullest. I want the most out of every day, and I have more zest for living. Somehow it gives me extra energy because, the knowledge and understanding things, and it gives me spiritual energy and seemingly physical energy.
She's become definitely better. Like she mentioned before, she did have a traumatic experience with the passing of her mother, and she was emotionally upset for quite a while. They were very close, and it was an experience that she took some time to get over. And these books, I think, has given her more realization into the spiritual world, so to speak, and the fact that there's a supreme being, and generally what we're all here for on this earth, so to speak. And she's got a better understanding, and she seems to have better control of herself now, and more direction, so to speak, with her life.
I definitely want my family and kids to know these books as I'm learning, because in the life that we're living now, we sure need it. Without this, you're really living a empty and useless life, because a person has to know the deeper meanings of why we're here and improve, and hopefully we earn a better life each time. I really feel that the family can be linked together and knitted together closely by studying the birth, death, and getting detached from materialistic things, and really learning to love our Supreme Lord. These books will really bring our family together closer.
I think it's good that she's reading them because she's getting information out of it that she hasn't learned before. And we can relate better. I like the pictures in the book.
She's been talking about it, how good they are.
These books are really unique, and I've been introduced to a lot of metaphysical books, and I've taken classes where you're there in person. And I found that they've just skimmed the surface, and they don't really go into the highest knowledge that I find in these books. And personally, I feel that that everyone should have them in their home, whatever walk of life they have, because knowledge is happiness, and it's found right here.